We start off today's wrestling news and rumors video with a pretty big update on Wade Barrett's status with WWE, because as most of you are likely aware, in yesterday's video we discussed the fact that Wade Barrett would finally be making his long-awaited return to the WWE to be a special guest commentator for last night's edition of NXT, and at the time it was all up in the air regarding whether or not Wade had officially signed a new deal with the WWE, or if his NXT appearance was simply a one-off kind of deal. However, for the fans who have been hoping to hear the news of Wade officially rejoining the WWE roster, that is exactly what we have to tell you guys today, as it was reported to us by one of our sources earlier this morning that Wade Barrett has apparently signed a deal with the WWE, with Wade reportedly staying on NXT commentary duty for the immediate future, before eventually joining the WWE's main roster or the NXT brand as an in-ring competitor. If you hadn't known, the WWE have added Wade Barrett back to their website in their NXT section, indicating that the information we have been informed is true, and Wade has signed a new contract with the company. Let us know where you guys think Wade Barrett should end up after a few months spent on NXT commentary, between the main roster of Raw and SmackDown or the NXT UK brand. Quite a few fans have been wondering where one of Seth Rollins' disciples, Austin Theory, had disappeared to after randomly being removed from WWE TV, and fans seeing no signs of the talented young star ever since. But following last night's edition of NXT, it's very clear what has happened to Theory after he made his return to the black and gold brand to confront Bronson Reed. For those of you unaware, Austin had been quietly suspended from the WWE over the past while due to some information that came to light regarding Theory that certainly wasn't great or reflected well on the company, and one source has mentioned that Vince has sent Austin Theory back to NXT as a form of punishment, and it's unknown as of right now regarding whether or not Austin is now permanently on NXT moving forward, or will eventually rejoin the Raw brand after Vince believes Austin has paid his dues, so to speak. While Finn Balor is a fantastic in-ring performer who has certainly acquired a great fan base both on the main roster of WWE and in NXT, but there's no doubt that many fans especially like Finn Balor because of his very special Demon King persona and character that he brings out on occasion for big matches. But if a new leaked backstage rumor proves to be true, Vince McMahon and other backstage officials reportedly have no plans on bringing back Finn Balor's Demon King character ever again, with one source mentioning that Vince hated Finn Balor's Demon King persona and found it to be way too cheesy and overall just lame in the grand scheme of things, and felt like it hurt Finn Balor's credibility more than it helped. Perhaps one of the reasons why Vince McMahon never ended up giving Finn Balor much of a push on the main roster, aside from his initial Universal title reign that was halted due to terribly timed injuries. We had reached out to one of our sources regarding whether or not Finn Balor would ever be bringing back the Demon King character in NXT, and we were informed that Triple H and Finn Balor apparently don't want to. After these rumors began circulating yesterday, many fans expressed their frustrations regarding the WWE dropping Finn Balor's Demon King persona, with many fans believing it really helped give Finn Balor that cool factor to his character, and now that it's gone, Finn seems rather bland and generic. Make sure you guys let us know if you think the WWE should reconsider bringing back Finn Balor's Demon King character, or do you agree with Vince McMahon that the persona was cheesy and if anything damaged Finn Balor's credibility? On this past week's edition of Monday Night Raw, seemingly out of nowhere, Aleister Black turned heel by attacking Kevin Owens during their segment, and many fans have been left wondering exactly why the WWE have decided to turn Aleister Black heel. And according to a new backstage rumor, the real reason for Aleister Black's heel turn is partially because of the fact that Vince was scrambling to find a rival for Kevin Owens, because originally the plan was for Kevin Owens to begin feuding with Seth Rollins once again, but after Rey Mysterio decided to re-sign with the WWE and is now continuing his feud alongside his son Dominik Mysterio against Seth Rollins, the WWE needed to find a suitable replacement feud for Kevin Owens, and Vince decided to go with Aleister. However, likely the biggest reason for Aleister Black's heel turn is reportedly due to the fact that Vince has not been overly impressed with Aleister Black as a babyface, and felt that Aleister was rather bland and uninteresting, and he feels a heel turn could essentially save Aleister Black's career and breathe new life into his character, with McMahon hoping that Aleister will eventually prove himself worthy to become a main event caliber superstar as a heel. The last time fans had seen The Undertaker compete in the WWE was back at WrestleMania 36, where Undertaker faced AJ Styles in the now highly acclaimed Boneyard match. And by all means, if there was ever a perfect send-off for Taker, it would have been after his match against AJ Styles, due to the fact the Phenom would have left things off on a positive note after having many matches that did not end up going very well over the past couple of years. On the Last Ride documentary, The Undertaker seemingly was at peace with his career and retired after WrestleMania 36, but as many fans were fully anticipating, The Undertaker is apparently coming out of retirement very soon, and will be working yet another major storyline this year in 2020 on Friday Night SmackDown. And by all means, the fact that The Undertaker is rumored to be coming out of retirement should not surprise most fans, considering Taker is signed to a 15-year contract with the WWE, and Vince has every intention to get at least a few more matches out of the dead man before true retirement. According to a new leaked backstage rumor, Vince is planning for The Undertaker to return to SmackDown sometime in the fall of 2020 to set his sights on The Fiend Bray Wyatt, with McMahon apparently believing The Undertaker versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt is a fan's dream match that is too promising to pass up, especially now that the ratings have been in a slump, and a big storyline like this could certainly boost the ratings. The WWE Survivor Series 2020 pay-per-view event takes place this November, and it marks The Undertaker's 30th anniversary in WWE, and we have been told that Vince would like to book The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker for this special Survivor Series event. We now have our main story featured in this video, and it is regarding the WWE's newest dominant faction, Retribution, and Vince's rumored plans for the group moving forward. As some of you are likely aware, some of the rumored members of Retribution include NXT's Dominik Dijakovic, Chelsea Green, Maddin, and Shane Thorne, but not surprisingly, in an effort to really make the most out of this Retribution storyline in WWE, Vince McMahon and other backstage officials are reportedly planning for a couple major main roster superstars to be involved in the group, and we previously mentioned that the newly heel-turned Roman Reigns is legitimately being considered to be the leader of Retribution, but now one source has mentioned that Roman Reigns' former Shield brother Seth Rollins may also surprisingly be a secret member of the Retribution faction, and we have been told that Vince is very keen on the idea of Seth Rollins and a new heel Roman Reigns aligning with each other once again, with the rest of Retribution by their side as basically a newer and more dominant version of the Shield. One of our sources has mentioned that when Vince had originally come up with the Retribution staple storyline, there was no plans on who would be the members or how long the storyline would last. And while the Retribution faction wasn't quick to catch on with fans, McMahon believes it is now the most must-see storyline in WWE, and could be the key to saving the company's ratings in 2020. Hence why the WWE apparently wants some big-name superstars like Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns as members of Retribution. Make sure you guys let us know if you would be interested in Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns being the forefront members of Retribution. And do you agree with Vince McMahon that Retribution is the storyline that will bring the ratings back up?